In the highly anticipated return of young Sheldon, fans were treated to a surprising twist in the latest promo, the long-awaited reunion of Georgie Cooper and his estranged father, George Sr. The promo, which was released to much fanfare, has sparked a wave of excitement and curiosity, as viewers are eager to see how this emotional reunion will unfold on screen. But beyond the reunion itself, there's a much deeper story at play, one that intertwines the complexities of father-son relationships, the growth of Georgie as an adult, and the changing dynamics within the Cooper family. A father-son story years in the making. George Cooper Sr. has been a central figure in the Big Bang Theory universe, but his portrayal in young Sheldon has painted a more nuanced and complicated picture. Initially, George Sr. was depicted as the strict, somewhat absent father who had a strained relationship with his children, particularly his eldest son, Georgie. Their relationship in the earlier seasons of young Sheldon was marked by a series of misunderstandings and a lack of communication, with Georgie often rebelling against his father's expectations. The tension between father and son was a direct result of George Sr.'s harsh and sometimes misguided attempts at raising his children, which led to Georgie's strained view of authority and familial bonds. However, over time, young Sheldon began to peel back the layers of George Sr.'s character, revealing a man who, despite his flaws, was deeply protective of his family. His own struggles with alcohol, work, and personal demons also began to surface, helping to explain his behavior and shedding light on the ways he impacted his children's lives. For Georgie, the rebellious teen who always seemed to be in trouble, his relationship with his father was one of unspoken love mixed with frustration. George Sr. often found himself unable to connect with his son, who was more interested in chasing girls and hanging out with his friends than following his father's traditional path. Their differing outlooks on life often caused friction, but there was always an underlying sense of love and a desire for reconciliation, something that, at least in earlier seasons, was never fully realized. Now, as Georgie has grown older and experienced life as a young adult, complete with his own mistakes, heartbreaks, and triumphs, the possibility of a reconciliation with his father has been a long time coming. The promo for the upcoming episode teases the return of George Sr., as Georgie and his father face one another in what promises to be a tearful yet heartfelt reunion. A new chapter for Georgie and Mandy. One of the most interesting aspects of Georgie's journey in young Sheldon has been his relationship with Mandy, his girlfriend, and the mother of his child. Since Georgie became a father in the series, fans have seen a more responsible and mature side of him. His journey into adulthood has been fraught with challenges, but it has also showcased his growth as a person and a partner. Mandy has been a stabilizing force in Georgie's life. While their relationship has had its ups and downs, there's no denying the chemistry between them. Together, they are learning what it means to raise a child, navigate the responsibilities of parenthood, and figure out how to build a life together. For Georgie, the presence of Mandy has provided the support and love he desperately needed, especially given his difficult relationship with his own father. Mandy's role in this father-son reunion is pivotal. She understands Georgie's pain and frustration with George Sr. She has seen firsthand how deeply affected Georgie has been by his father's absence and the strained relationship between them. As such, Mandy's perspective on the situation adds a new layer of emotional depth to the reunion. Will she be able to help Georgie open up to his father? Will George Sr. finally express the love and regret he's kept hidden for so long? The promo hints at a moment of vulnerability between father and son, with Georgie, who is now a father himself, confronting his own feelings of anger, abandonment, and perhaps a desire for closure. Meanwhile, George Sr. seems to be attempting to bridge the gap, to offer an apology for his past mistakes. The idea of forgiveness is central to this reunion, and it's something both men will have to grapple with. After all, the love between a father and son is often tested by time, distance, and the wounds of the past, and yet there's always the possibility of healing if both parties are willing to take the necessary steps. The impact of George Sr.'s return. For fans of young Sheldon, George Sr.'s return is more than just a moment of fan service or an opportunity to bring back a beloved character. It is a pivotal moment that will shape the future of the Cooper family dynamic. The absence of George Sr. from Georgie's life has left a void, one that has been felt not just by Georgie, but by his siblings and mother, Mary Cooper. In many ways, George Sr.'s absence has left Georgie with unresolved questions about his father's love and his place in the world. While Georgie has made strides in becoming a better person and a more responsible adult, there's always been a lingering sense of something missing, and that something is his relationship with his father. Now, as an adult, Georgie is able to see his father through a different lens. He can understand the mistakes George Sr. made, but also recognize the love that may have been hidden beneath his gruff exterior. This return offers an opportunity for Georgie to come to terms with his past and perhaps find peace with his father's shortcomings. For George Sr., it could be a chance to redeem himself in his son's eyes and prove that he is not defined solely by his flaws. The emotional stakes are high, and fans are eagerly awaiting the moment when these two characters, who have been on divergent paths for so long, come face to face. Looking ahead, what does this reunion mean for the future of the Coopers? The return of George Sr. is undoubtedly a game-changer for young Sheldon. It raises important questions about the future of the Cooper family and how they will navigate the challenges that come with reconciliation and forgiveness. Will Georgie and George Sr. be able to rebuild their relationship, or will old wounds prove too deep to heal? What impact will this reunion have on the rest of the family, particularly Sheldon, who has always had a unique perspective on family dynamics? As Georgie and Mandy continue to build their own family, the return of George Sr. adds complexity to their relationship. Can Georgie find a balance between his past and present, between the boy who once felt abandoned and the man who now has a family of his own? How will George Sr. adapt to the new role of grandfather, and what lessons will he impart on Georgie as he steps into fatherhood himself? The promo hints at powerful moments of reflection, growth, and healing, and if anything, it proves that the Coopers are far from done evolving. In fact, this reunion marks just the beginning of a new chapter in their family story, one that promises to be filled with more laughter, tears, and heartwarming moments than ever before. In the end, the reunion between Georgie and George Sr. is about more than just a simple return of a character. It is about healing, forgiveness, and the possibility of new beginnings. As viewers, we can only hope that this reunion will be a turning point for the Cooper family, one that brings them closer together, even as they continue to navigate the complexities of life, love, and family.